Okay. So hi everyone. Welcome to our normally monthly meetings, and I have a very special guest today. You all know about them because I talk in almost every meeting about their strategy, about their mindset, about their tips and tricks, and a lot of their contribution to our communities, our training side. So yeah, Dave and Roxanne, we are so blessed and we are so grateful that you're here today for our team. And I don't know, when I order Roxanne, I think about like onboarding new people and then how to build a success team. But now I just want to like open it up to my team to for questions, and maybe you can share a little bit about your background, your story, and after that they can ask you any question. How that sound?
Yeah, sounds
Yes. Yes. So yeah, so the floor is yours.
awesome. Well, again, thank you so much for inviting us here. It was a pleasure to.
Let me just sorry, I just I'm a little bit low tech, so I will mute all. Yes. Yes, so may you please unmute yourself because I mute all. Thank you.
Yeah, so again, thank you so much. It's such an honor to be here. I know Lan talks about that she learned a lot from us, but you know what? We're actually learning a lot from Lan. So you guys are so blessed to have someone that not only is very good when it comes to building the business, but also really cares for you. So and I think that the key to a successful group is somebody that has the heart to help others, because people don't really care how much you know until they know how much you care. And Lan really cares about you guys. That's why you guys are very successful, right?
Yeah, thank you so much, Lan. We're so inspired by your results, by your actions. You're this silent leader, but you inspire us with your results, how much you care for your team, and how much how you build the team very strong. And we're learning a lot from you. So thank you.
So first of all, before we dive into our story, I just want to applaud you for being here. I always say that 80% of success is just to show up. When you show up to your business, that's 80%. And I always say that there are no accidents. It's always divine appointment. You're supposed to be here, right? And think about it. You could be somewhere else, watching TV. You could be preparing for your lunch, or maybe with your kids. But for some reason, you're in this room today. And I also want to ask for permission. Is it okay if we have a little bit of fun today? Is that okay? Raise your hands. Yes, is that okay?
Yes.
Yeah, if that's okay, 80% of success is to just show up. So that means you're already successful. So just give someone in the screen a virtual high five and say, you're successful.
You're successful.
You're successful. Virtual high five. Give yourself a pat on the back. Sometimes we're the hardest. Say, I'm successful. Awesome.
I'm successful.
So, Lan, if that's okay, is it okay if we share our screen quickly?
Oh, yes. Yes, it's ready.
You're ready? Perfect. So we're just going to share quickly our story, and then we can do Q&A after. We have a few slides, if that's okay with you guys. Just want to share with you our journey, and hopefully it will inspire you on, how we started this business. So the journey started not 4 years ago. It's actually longer before the Dream Team, right?
Yeah. So, when we moved here to Canada in 2004, I have this dream of, helping my parents in their retirement, because I know they've sacrificed for us. So, I was this kid that really have this big dream to help them in their finances when they retire. But sooner, I realized that, it's not easy to just have a job, even though we have great careers. I took paralegal for my career because I wanted to be a lawyer at the time. And, I told Dave at the time, he was my boyfriend. I told him my dream. And good thing, as a great boyfriend, he said, sure, we'll do it. He has no choice.
So that was 14 years ago. And this was Roxanne's parents. And the reason I said yes, and I don't know if some of you probably saw when I used to do the webinars, my dad died when I was 3 years old, so I didn't really have a dad. But when I moved to Canada in 1996, my mom was forced to go to from the Philippines. She was forced to go to Saudi Arabia abroad so that she can continue to send money to the Philippines as a domestic helper. And then she came to Canada. That was 10 years I was away from my mom, and we moved in 96 here. Finally, we were reunited after being separated for 10 years. Barely see her because she goes home to the Philippines once in a while. And just 3 months later, we found out that she had breast cancer, right? And in 97 she died. So it was just a year in Canada, and I was about 16 years old at the time, and my brother was 18, my sister was 20. So when Roxanne said, "I want to help retire your parents," I said, "You know what? I want to help you because I really don't have a chance to do that to my parents." So that was the journey. We started there, just having a big dream, and so we're no different than you guys. We have a dream. The reason why we're here is because of that dream, right?
Yeah, so we did a lot of businesses prior to the dream team. We counted it and it's over 24 businesses. We tried real estate, we tried, buy and sell cars. We did AdSense, Google ad, and all that before, blogging, like different ways to, have side income, right? But it was hard. Like some of them, it was 2 years for us that we did it. We thought it was, the thing that could help us retire our parents, but it failed us. It broke our hearts, right? I was at the point that I almost gave up and said to Dave that, you know what, maybe this business thing is not for us. Maybe we're great employees, just maybe I could, rank up and maybe, climb up the corporate ladder, right? But then good thing Dave, is a salesman. He said to me that, you know what, let's say we just be serious in our career. What will happen in 3 years? Maybe, we will pay off the debts and that's it. What if we do both? Have, still do our careers and build a business on the side. What could we have in 3 years? Maybe, a paid off debts, and we could be free. And good thing it happened.
Yeah, I give honor to Roxanne because prior to the dream team in 2018 is when we started. Probably February was our lowest point of 2018 before seeing the dream team, because I was in October. It was in July, I think I saw it, but February was kind of our lowest point in 2018 because we were in $86,000 in consumer debt because of all the failed businesses.
Mhm.
We were in an apartment, this tiny apartment downtown, and then we got a letter. We got evicted. We were the resident manager. We've been managing that for 10 years, and they said we don't need you anymore. So technically, they evict us, and that was the lowest point of our lives. We said, you know what? I don't think this is for us. And I remember distinctly Roxanne prayed this very powerful prayer, right?
Yeah, I was kneeling and I was, very like humbled, and I was in a blaming mode. I blamed Dave, I blame myself. I was mad. Why did we get ourselves to this, to this mess, right? We felt like we were building a business, we're building something, but it crumbled, right? And I prayed to God, lead us, heal our finances, lead us to the right business, right? And or lead us to a solution that could help us get ahead or get out from this mess. And I think, many months after that, that's when Dave found the dream.
Yeah, I think it was July when I saw it, and I kept showing it to Roxanne. She's like, "No, I'm not interested. I had to put on my best charm. So if you're watching this, you have a skeptical spouse, I can relate to you. So you have to you don't push on them. You just like be excited all the time, be positive, be charming, and then just show them stories all the time.
He kept showing me like different stories of people that are immigrants like us, people that doesn't speak much English, people that have more kids, right? At the time we don't have a kid yet. Double, triple jobs, and they're, quitting their jobs, buying their homes, like the life that we want. And
Yeah.
I said to Dave, at the beginning, I push him away and says, no, don't even bother to show me stuff, right? Because this could be the same thing over and over. And finally, I gave in and said, okay, these people, if they can do it, right, we can certainly do it, because at least, like these people like are normal, everyday people
Yeah.
that I can relate to.
So that's the first lesson we're going to share with you there, is that if you have a skeptical spouse, facts tell. If you tell them the facts, oh, the dream team is so good, they don't care about that. Facts tell, stories sell. It's the stories is what sold you. So you need to sell your spouse to the story, not to the facts that this is going to make you money, all this stuff. Just add them to the dream team and keep tagging them to all this stuff, right? So, so that's finally October 8, 2018 is when we finally signed up. Tanya Risky is our mentor. If you guys don't know, she it's funny. I had no idea about the first opt-in because I saw this in July. I think I saw it in July, and I went to so many different funnels.
He's a funnel hopper.
I'm a funnel hopper. I was like, who's the right mentor I want to join? Finally, I was like, okay, this Helena and Paul is the people I want to join. McLean, because I saw their ad and stuff. I finally opted in. I finally paid. When I paid, for some reason, the coach came up and this bald guy is like, who's this bald guy? It's like Chris McCollum. I was like, who's? I didn't even sign up for this guy. Chris McCollum came up and I was like, I had no idea that I actually opted in first in Tanya's funnel. That's how we ended up, which turns out to become a blessing, because again, it doesn't matter who you join with. There's a reason why you were put in that place. And for some reason, we prayed. I remember we prayed for a leader that has integrity, that has that cares for people, and that ended up with Karen and Chris, which is incredible. So right?
Yeah. So October 17, we get that distributor ID, and then November 8, we got our first buyer and a distributor.
Yeah.
So we were so happy that we got our result right away. Right. But of course, we didn't follow the training. So because we were excited, we're like, okay,
we kind of know what I'm doing.
So we tried to launch our ad in Facebook. That's why we got leads right away. So I think it's still a blessing. Like, you don't have to be paralyzed.
Our first, I think 7 conversion ad was rejected, right?
Yeah, it was rejected. It was approved and then it got rejected. So it took us a while to advertise right away. So we wish that we advertise heavily right away. So if you're contemplating, like, sometimes a lot of people are perfectionists. They wanted to, make sure everything is good, everything is correct, right? You don't have to do that. You just have to launch it and then, get results, right? And then learn from it, even if it's expensive in the beginning.
And the thing that a lot of people don't know why we're so blessed with Darren and Mike is because of this. So on our coaching call, we asked, because Paul and Helena, they actually talked to us first because they thought we were their first opt-in. So we didn't even pay the $149 yet. We had a lot of questions because I think a year before, or maybe 2 years before, we did another online business that it was also high ticket. It was a $7,000 travel membership, and we would earn $3,000 US every time. But that one, we had to pay for our funnels, $99 per month, the click funnels. We had to create our own email marketing. Roxanne had to create marketing for like 30 days, right? And we had to pay for that, get response. And then we had our own, how we have Acuity? We had to pay for it. We have what's that thing called? Typeform, right? And there's a lot of things. Just the tools. Without advertising, we paid $500 US per month, right? And in the thing that we do here, we just pay $149 one time. So we were like blown away, right?
Yeah, so we really asked those questions, and that's why we really appreciate the Dream Team, because a lot of people don't appreciate what we have right now, because maybe some of you guys here, it's their first time seeing the online business, right? But for us, we've experienced other online business. So that's why we said, this Dream Team is really powerful. It's like we have everything here. Like, even just, sometimes we do in the mastermind, we do feedbacks for advertising or feedbacks in their pages. We do that also with the team. Like, I know Lan has something similar to that, like mentorship about ads, right? Just for that, we actually paid for it before the Dream Team, expenses on that one. So for the Dream Team, when we saw it, we're like, wow, this is powerful.
Yeah. So there's so we're gonna show you this, and how many of you have seen this before, right? This is the old career path. So there's really 2 dates. Is the day when you get your distributor ID. That's when you become a online business owner. But there's another date. The date when you decide that this is it, that it's your launch date, right? Because I remember October to December of 2018, we weren't really that serious. We're like, maybe this is one of those things again that's gonna fail us. We have no idea if this is gonna work. We'll try it, right? And some of you are in that mindset. I'm not sure if this is for me or not, right? That's the date when you get your ID. But there's a date when you decide, you know what, if these people can do it, whatever, I'm gonna try so hard climb to this mountain that you're gonna see me dead trying or be in the top of the mountain, right? So when we saw this career path and we saw this 6A2-3, we said, you know what, this is it. You know why? Because Roxanne, she works for the city of Calgary in finance, right? It's gonna take her 30 years to get a pension, right? Which will pay her about $3,000 a month, roughly, right? And we said, you know what? If we work hard, right? Maybe we can get to this -3 thing in 3 to 5 years, and we'll short the 30 years to 3 years or 5 years, right? So, and here's another tip for you. The reason why people fail, quit too fast here is because they don't think of this as a career path, a career move, right? Think about a career move. Well, let's say you work somewhere else right now, it's like minimum wage, and you decide to do a different career. What do you need to do? First, you need to go to school, right? 2 to 4 year diploma, right? You don't complain in your first year and say, hey, you know what? I've been going to the school, I've been paying, where's my money, right? They don't complain. My second year, I've been going to the school for 2 years. You tell your teacher, how come you're not paying me yet? That's the reason why people quit too soon here, because they don't see this as a career path.
Yeah, so when we saw this one, okay, we look at people ahead of us and, seeing what, like for example, for 6A, right? So when we started, we have no idea how to get there. We were 2A because we got the trifecta, right? But we studied people 6A at the time, and we realized that, you know what, these people normally have 100 buyers, right? So we had a goal in 1 year. Okay, let's aim for 100 buyers, right? So every time we actually, have buyers, let's say, oh, okay, we have 15 buyers now. So that means we have 85 left to go. So even if they refund it, it's okay because they're part of the career, right? So when we see this, we actually willing to pay the price.
That's right. So, and here's a really important quote: when the promise is clear, the price gets easy. This is the reason why we, when our parents told us, if you go to, university or schooling for 4 years, right? We don't complain, right? That, oh, why does it take 4 years of schooling? Why don't they pay me when I'm going to school? Because that's why it's easy for us to pay the price. But for some reason in this business, you're in a month or 2 months and you're getting 6 months, you're not getting any results. You quit because the promise wasn't clear to you, right? So that's why when you're going to university, maybe back home or in school, and your first year, after first year, you don't have money to pay for the next semester, you don't quit. You say, your parents will sell the cows, the carabaos, whatever they need to do just to make it happen, right? But here, when it comes to the ad budget, we're like, I don't have money. You find a way when when the promise is clear, right? You just pay the price. And we were so clear in our minds that, -3, that was our mindset, that, this is like cutting the 30 years to 3. So we paid the price. So pay the price we did. So
yeah, so for us, we had 2 jobs, right? Corporate jobs. Dave was a sales consultant, and he got promoted to general manager during this time, right? For me, I found a job in the city, which is full-time. So imagine, okay, from our day jobs, we committed as a couple, okay, what are we willing to pay every single month from our income to put it in the business, right? So we understand we needed to put money, right? So I think we decided maybe $1,000 or $20 per day.
Yeah.
And then, but we knew that, okay, we need more ad budget, right? So what can we do more, right? So this is the time that we humble ourselves. We took cleaning jobs, right? We also sold a lot of stuff in the marketplace. We did some show homes, right? We did some mystery shopping where they pay us, right? So a lot of things so that we can have extra money, because we know, okay, we have to increase to $50 a day, $100 per day, right? Because we realize that the more leads we have, regardless if it's advertising or cold reach out, warm market, right? We need to have leads, right? I love what Dave Ramsey says, that live like no one else, so later you can live like no one else.
And again, the cool thing about this is it's not going to be forever, right? It's going to be 6 months, 12 months, 18 months of short-term sacrifice, so that when your business takes off, right, then you can, you can use that ad
Yeah,
budget to
I
invest.
remember while we were cleaning, we're listening to the mastermind, or sometimes, we were, we got buyers, so we get excited. We like some. I remember, I think 9 months into this cleaning, I said to Dave, can we stop this cleaning? I mean, like we're almost 6A at the
Yeah.
time. We're almost 6A. I said, can we stop this? He
Yeah.
said, okay, once we turn 6A, then we can stop this, right? So
Wow.
yeah, we had to like sacrifice, because the cleaning gives us 500
Yeah.
extra every single month. So we know, okay, 500 goes to this advertising, right?
That's right. And the other things we did was this. Again, we sacrificed, right? So we were renting an apartment. We don't own it. We were renting it. We got international students for that. So we sacrificed our privacy, right? So that's an extra, I think, 800, 800, right? For our ad budget. But the biggest thing we did was that we were driving a Mercedes at the time. It cost us 1,000, right? 500 for the monthly insurance was 300, and another parking. It took us about 3 to 4 months thinking really about it, discerning, pray about it. Finally said, you know what? Let's sell this thing, because it's $1,000 for our ad budget, right? And for a week there, we had no car. And finally, the company I worked for, I was a general manager. They had a company car, so they lent it to me. So I was driving a company car for 2 years, right? Here's another tip for you: the deeper you sacrifice, the quicker you are that you're gonna get to your goals, right? Because not a lot of people are willing to do what we did. Right? Give up the car. Oh, what will people say? Clean. You're a general manager and you're clean, right? What will they say? But again, it's short-term sacrifice. They're not going to pay for your bills, right? That's what we did, and that's why we got here, right? So
yeah, because like I remember one of our youth, we were driving
in our ministry,
in
right?
our ministry,
In the church ministry.
we were driving the Mercedes Benz, and this kid, like I think he's 18 years old, 19 years old, he's like, oh, Ate Roxanne, Sister Roxanne, I love your car. It's Mercedes and blah, blah, blah. And then I was like, oh, thank you. And then I think a couple of weeks later, we were driving this company
What
car.
happened to the
What happened
Mercedes?
to the Mercedes
Thank
Benz?
God, we stopped it. But you know what? It was so worth it.
Yeah,
It was so
it's worth
worth
it,
it.
yeah.
It got us here, right? So, here's another thing we wanted to share with you. This business requires intensity, right? You have to give it intensity, right? In the wild, there's two animals. One is the gazelle, one is the cheetah. The cheetah is looking for lunch, right? The gazelle is running away from the cheetah, right? So, and here's the most interesting thing about this. The cheetah runs 3 times faster than the gazelle, but out of 19 chases, it only catches 1. Why? Because it's running for its life, right? When this business, when your life depends on it, right? You will find a way to make it happen, right? If it's too casual for you, where you say, oh, you know what, if I make it happen. No, if you're running for your life, that's when you make it happen. Ad budget, that's nothing. You'll find a way, right? You're getting shut down, that's nothing.
Yeah.
If you're running for your life, right? That's what it is, right? And the Proverbs in the Bible says, 6 verse to 5, it says, give no sleep to your eyes, no slumber to your eyelids. Deliver yourself like a gazelle from the hunter's hand, like a bird from the land of the fowler, right? Do you want to become successful? Do you want to find an ad budget? Do you want to find it? Don't sleep, right? Don't sleep, which means just work hard for the first 6, 8, 9, 12, 18 months. That's what we did. For the first 6, 12, 18 months of the business, we were cleaning, we were doing our ads at night, we were, posting, right? There's a season to be successful in anything. Think about anything you've done in life. To be successful in that particular endeavor, there was a season that's all you thought about. Remember when you went to school? You went to school for 8 hours, you went to sleep, went back to school, and then you graduated, right? Same thing for this business. There's a season that you got to focus, but then all that effort now will pay off when you become like land, right? All the, all the stuff is going to pay off, right? So, but there's a season, right?
Yeah. And also I remember the time that, I was so excited. We did this video ad. We were in a mountain. So it's beautiful. I thought it's like a winning video ad, right? So I did the editing. I think I didn't sleep for like 3 nights, right? Just editing, putting the pictures, the videos, and the captions. And we launch it. And then I think after a day or 2 days, couple of days, Dave was like, "Oh, I think you should shut it off. It's not giving us leads." I was like, "What?" I was so mad at him. I was like, "What? I gave all my best, and now you don't care about it." So, but then you know what? If it's not giving you results, you have to shut it off, right? And that's the time that I learned not to be attached on the video, right? You have to create new winning video ads, even though it takes you a lot of time, right? So I realized, because even though it's a beautiful scenery, the sound is not good because there's a lot of wind, right? So people cannot hear us, right? So the sound is very important.
You should treat your ad like you're hiring it as a salesperson. If it's not producing, you want to fire it as quickly as possible. But if it's producing, you need to give it an increase. The salesperson is producing, giving you leads, pay them money, give them more money, right? Some people are so stingy that this salesperson is producing this ad, they're not giving them more money. You need to give them a raise, right? Because that's what you need to do. But if they're not producing, just fire them immediately.
Don't be attached on the ads, because if it's not giving you results, then you have to fire them, right?
So again, if you give this intensity, right, and if you really don't sleep, give it all you got, right? It happens very, very quickly, right? And again, what I find people why they don't succeed here is because, first of all, they don't give it the intensity, the focus, right? Second of all, they're very inconsistent. They will have an ad, they will turn it off, right? They will go to the MM, not do it, right? You cannot build anything. Like, you cannot be successful in anything if you do that. You can't go to school and graduate if you say, hey, for the next 2 months, I'm gonna show up to class. In the next 3 months, I probably won't show up, right? I don't feel like going. You can't graduate. Or even if you're a traditional business, I'm gonna open my store today, but in the next couple of days, maybe I'm gonna go for vacation. It doesn't work. It has to be consistent in your effort, in your work, in what you do, right?
So for us, we started October 2018. We reached 3A in March 2019. 4A June 2019, 5A August 2019. I remember during this time, I was still questioning, because at the time we were, investing money in the ads, right? But there were times that it's not giving us buyers, not giving us a lot of leads, right? And I remembered telling Dave, can we shut off our ads? Like, I'm so scared. So, like, I was like, I think we're spending about 1,000. I was like, can we shut it off? It's not giving us results. And he said, you know what? Remember our commitment. We committed to this amount, right? Every single month. So we have to stick to it. We don't lower it. We don't stop it. We don't increase it. So I said, okay, fine, let's do it. Like, we keep, of course, if it's not giving you leads, of course, you have to create new ads, right? Change it. So we change it until, like, I think after 3 weeks, that's when the buyers came in, the leads came in. But imagine if we stop at the time, right? Imagine if we stop our advertising, where will we be, right? So good thing, Dave reminded me of our, it's like faith, right? You believe first before you see it. So for us, December 2019, we reached 6A. That's when we said, I think 2018, December, we said, okay, our goal is to become 6A. And I put a deadline. So you have to put a deadline in your goal. So for us, we said, okay, on my birthday, December 8th, 2019, we want to become 6A. I wish I asked bigger, right? Okay, let's do 6A by that time. But we have no idea how to get there. So it doesn't really matter, if you don't know, as long as you have that goal, right? So and then lo and behold, on the December 8th, we got all the applications to become 6A. And then I think December 12th, that's when, like, the bubble chart turned into 6A. So that's the power of setting goals.
And here's the formula. I love this formula. I want to ask you, how many of you would love to have unstoppable momentum in your business? Raise your hands. Comment in the chat. Say me. Maybe comment in the chat, right? Unstoppable momentum, right? Here's the formula I want to share with you guys. It says focused intensity. I talked about intensity earlier. You have to be focused and give it intensity, your energy, right? You got to be positive, excited, focused intensity. But here's what people miss, because they'll have focus intensity. I'm gonna do $50 ad budget, but they will stop in like a week, or like a month, right? But you have to focus intensity, but you have to give it time over time, right? Over time, focus intensity over time, right? That's what we did. 12, 18 months, that's why Roxanne said, should I stop cleaning? No, let's keep going, right? Because we have so much momentum. You just have to keep putting fire, log on the fire, and it turns the flame. Focus intensity over time. Whatever, there's what thing called the rule of 100. Anything you do that's over 100 hours in a year, or it's about 18 minutes a day, 100 hours in any endeavor, you'll become good at. You'll become better than 95% of the people. So for example, YouTube, right? If you give it 18 minutes a day, 100 hours in a year, right? You become better than 95% of anybody. So that's why you have to give it focus intensity over time. But then there's a multiplication multiplied by God, right? Because your time is limited, your ad budget is limited, but if you multiply it with an infinite God, right, it will be unstoppable, right? Because we didn't have much money when we started, right? In fact, we were $86,000 in consumer debt, right? But we did this, we intensely, and it just multiplied. 6A3 was June 2020.
This October 2020, we hit the -2, and then -3, we hit it in September 2021. I love this quote. It says, alone you can do some things, but together and with God, we can do impossible and unimaginable things.
Yeah, it's great teamwork. Your group here is incredible teamwork, but it takes a team to build this business, right?
Yeah, and then we hit another 6A3-3 and the -2 3 months later, right? And then finally, just recently last year, November 2022, we hit 2-3's account. But we didn't expect that in 4 years, right, we will have 2-3s.
Yeah. And I always tell this to people that the reason we got here is because we had that goals from when we started, but also we just kept working, right? And we kept believing that we're gonna get there. So you gotta have that intensity. So is it worth it? So I'm telling you guys, whatever you're doing right now, some of you may be in the verge of like, maybe this is not working. Some of you maybe were like, oh my God, Alan, what's happening right in my business? I don't get that. Is the sacrifice worth it? Is the sleepless night worth it? Yes, I'm telling you, it's 100% worth it. Here are some of the things that we're able to do.
So, we're grateful to God for all, of course, the strength, the wisdom, the persistence, because it's not easy, right? It's really the battle in your mind, like, should I keep going, right? But it is worth it because, for Dave, he became full-time in this business after 14 months. I became full-time after 29 months. I was able to leave my job when I was 5 months pregnant, and I don't have to, come back last year. What my manager asked me, do you want to come back? I was like, no, it's okay. Right. So, we're able to travel with him, bring him to places, right? Be there for our son all the time, and instill Christian values for him.
Again, I just want to remind you guys, when we started this, we were in $86,000 in consumer debt. Some of you have less debt than we did, right? So what I'm trying to say is, if we can do it, you can absolutely do it, right? So for, one of our dreams was ministry, to give more to ministry. How many of you have a dream to give more, right? Like some people want to give more, but you're too broke to give, right? That was us, right? We're like, I can't give more. So I give more, I won't have grocery. I don't have light bill, right? So you're too broke to give, and that was our dream, right? And we were able to fund our young people in our church. They want to go to a church conference, and they didn't have much money. The community didn't have much money, so we paid for their flights and accommodation. So we were able to give more.
Of course, become debt free. That's the most fulfilling that we had. Bought our new home in 2 years ago, and now it's 60% paid off. So this year will be paid off. So imagine, imagine you can pay off your home in less than 3 years, right? I know Michelle Arceo did it in a year.
We're not quite Michelle, so.
Like, but for us, it's
Still
amazing.
amazing,
like, we cannot do that in a job, right? Of course, dine into beautiful restaurants, little things like that. Bring our family to a cruise. It's our first time last year. to have a cruise, and then we visit our family in the US twice a year. We're going there next week, so it's amazing how, you know, we can visit our family there.
And what I love about this business is that, in the beginning, you're so desperate. We were so desperate just to earn our first commission, desperate to pay off our debts, desperate if this is gonna work. But what I love about this business, there's a certain point where you cross from desperation to inspiration, which means that it's not about you anymore. It's about helping other people, because you know exactly where they are, because you were there as well. You can't do this at a job or a corporate world, or in even your traditional business. Because think about, if you own a traditional business and you have employees, the employees cannot become like you or a CEO. Like you have to die, or like they have to replace you or something, right? Or even the corporate world, right? Like you can't, the CEO has to be quit somewhere. But here, the people that come in could be bigger than you, right? They could surpass you, right? They could make more money than you, right? That is so incredible to me, the business model we have, because it's just, you have the same opportunity, right? There's no employee, owner kind of thing. So again, and you also meet amazing people in the community, right?
Yeah, this is the first time that we've met Darren and Mike. They're amazing people, very humble people, very generous, and they're just amazing. They care for everyone here. That's why they created this community. Another beautiful thing that we have, we got the opportunity to work with our family, with our siblings. So that's really great. And this is one of our coaches retreat. We get to meet our coaches. This was last year and 2 years ago as well. So one of them is the cruise and the other one is in Alberta.
And it's just the last slide here. We prayed for a divine appointment. A lot of people prayed for a solution, right? And all God can do is present you the solution, right? Divine appointment. You have to keep the appointment. What I mean by that is, if you have a solution, you keep the appointment by taking action. You become a business owner, but you keep the appointment when the going gets tough. You have to keep going, right? Pray as if everything depended on God, but also work as if everything depended on you, right?
Yeah, and I love what Tony Robbins says, that it's not the lack of resources that cause failure. It's a lack of resourcefulness that causes failure, right? So it's really, like a lot of us here, we don't have a lot from our income. A lot of us started with a lot of debts as well, and we don't have anything sometimes to put in the business. But what can you do right now? What can you put in your business, right? There's other ways aside from putting the ad budget as well. We have mentees that only have $10, $12, $15 a day budget, but what they do is they also do reach outs, cold market, warm marketing, prospecting. There's always a way. And I remember Mildred de los Santos, when I asked her, she became 6A2 without ads, right? So imagine that how she was able
There's always a way
to do it, and she did it through free groups, right? So really ask yourself, what are you willing to pay the price for your dreams, for your family? Because sometimes at the beginning we're so excited, but the more we do it, the more we are in this business, we get tired. We settle for an okay life. We settle for like, maybe it's for them. And I remember one mentee, she said, like, if I can just have half of your success. And I said to her, no, don't ask for half of my success. Ask for even
a double
portion, bigger than our success. You know what I mean? And we always pray that we're gonna have bigger successful people than us in our team as well. Because your joy is really your team will be successful more successful than you.
So, I want to end with saying, never give up, because you have a big God, and just keep taking action, right? Your life will change if you don't. Your life will never change if you don't change. So do something different. So thank you, and I hope we inspired you somehow. And yeah, we can open up for Q&A if there's any questions.
Wow, that's so amazing. More than I asked. I think story tell than we focus on any topic. Your story tell it all the challenges and all the thing you've been through. So so now it's time for questions. You can unmute yourself and talk directly to David and Roxanne, or you can type it in. I can read it out loud. It's all up to you.
Hi, I have a question.
No, no,
Okay,
no.
you first.
Sorry. Yeah. So who will have question first?
Yes, I have a question. Can you give us some tip or tricks to reel in leads to be like our potential buyers?
Sorry, you said you how to convert them? Is that what the question is?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
I think what really helped us to convert is really targeting specific niches, because a lot of people, they talk about in their ads just general stuff, right? Like, let's say, do you want to make extra income, or do you want to, like, have supplemental income, right? And or do you want to start an online business? Those are generic questions that anyone from our group or from other people can say those stuff, right? What we ask from our team, why did they click on our ad, is we are specifically talking to them. So for example, if your niche is, let's say, a mom that's want to, that are tired of working, right? Or we have a mentee that's, working long hours as a nurse. So she specifically say that, hey, are you a hardworking, working long hours, but the income is not enough, or like something like that. Like, because a lot of people, like, if you don't have a specific niche, it won't convert that much.
Yeah, there's a book by Alex Hormozy. It's called The $100 Million Offer. Roxanne's gonna type it here. And he talks about that the richest is in the niches, right? So, for example, I know Lan is targeting Vietnamese people, right? So by just speaking Vietnamese in your language, you're targeting that. But here's an example. He gives an example in the book, right? That for example, if you are selling a product about time management, he said, that could be $19, right? Because it's general for everybody, time management. But if you become more specific, it's like time management for sales professionals. Now you could sell it for $99. It's still time management, but it's now specific to sales professionals. Now, if you even niche it even more, time management for outbound B2B sales, now you can sell it for $4.99, because the B2B, they can just close one thing and they can now, but if you niche it even more, which is time management for B2B sales, outbound, power tools and gardening sales rep, now you can sell it for $1,997, right? Now let's bring it to our business, right? Online business, right? For us, we target parents, but we target specifically Christian parents that want to instill Christian value with their kids, right? So when you actually niche it, your message is high converting, because now they say, you know what? They know exactly what my problem is because they're like me,
Yeah.
right? So you gotta know who you're speaking to and be very clear. The more you niche it, it's gonna be, the niches are in the riches, right? That's the key. Find out who you're like. We did a drop in Zoom today. The lady, right? She's a nurse, right? If she just focuses on nurse and speak to them from start to finish, she's gonna convert more, because now they're like, you know what? They know exactly what my problem is, because they're not just a general online business owner. They're actually an online business owner that is focusing on nurses, that is, that are parents that wants to quit because they want to, they want to have, they want to have time with their family, right? So
Yeah, another thing, that when we didn't have a baby, right, our target was people that are like us, that have a dream of helping helping our parents, right?
Retire.
Or retire. And then another one is, we want to also target people that want to give more to their ministry. So we talk about that. Hey, are you someone that wants to do ministry full time but don't know how to make money doing that? So we talk about that, right? That we're doing, we want to give more to the ministry. And how did we do that? Is through this online business, right?
Yeah.
So you have, because like sometimes I heard it from our mentees saying, oh, I want to target everyone. How about if I don't say this, So they're not gonna come to me. You know what I mean?
That's a mistake.
That's a mistake, because you have to be more specific, because there's so many people that have, are just advertising to a lot of people, but they don't have a lot of results because they're not speaking to the right audience.
Yeah, a lot of people ask us, like, how are you attracting like not Filipinos? It's because we know our target market. We speak to them specifically,
Mhm.
right? So we don't even have a Tagalog ad. I mean, but speaking Vietnamese is also very niche, because now automatically you're really and it's also lower lead cost.
Yeah,
Right?
we started our Filipino ad, and it's also targeting Filipinos, right? Just recently. But also, I think another way to convert your leads is make sure your Facebook page is very congruent to what your message is in your ad.
Yeah, that's
So
right.
meaning to say, if you're talking about, let's say, Christian, like for us, Christian stuff, then we talk about that too. If you talk about motherhood, then you talk about that and the business. And you also have to be active, because a lot of people, sometimes they're advertising, but their Facebook page is empty. They're not posting, they're not, or sometimes they're posting too much business, but not a lot of our personal, or vice versa. Sometimes it's just all personal, no business as well. So they can't see like how related it is, right? So
Is your
come to.
how do you say your name, Cam? Do you do videos in your page?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, do videos, because videos
Yeah.
are like, the ad is your where people see you, but your business page is like a 1-2 punch, right? And we love doing videos because I always tell that videos is like is a virtual you. While you're sleeping, the videos are entertaining the people that wants to get to know you, right? So that's why we like doing a lot of videos, because we know that that is the key to converting them too as well. So
And I remember one mentee, she's posting a lot of like just herself, like pictures about her life and business, of course. And I like her already. But then the moment she started doing the go live, because there's a challenge of go live, right? That's when, I have this feeling of warmness towards her, because I get to hear her voice. You get to know her more because you can feel her from the video. So what I'm saying is that when you start doing go live or even recorded videos, let's say, because you're scared to do the go live for now, then do once a week, do a recorded video of, maybe 2 minutes, 3 minutes in the beginning. That's when people get to trust you more, right? Because if you're just posting, you're the same with everybody else. But if you're doing videos, they can hear you, they can trust you even better.
when you do video, right away you separate yourself from everyone else, because now it's it's the unique you, right? Like they will like,
they can hear your accent, they can hear your accent, right?
they cannot copy you. They might copy the content, but the way you deliver it is different. But when it's just, the way it was just posting, anybody can just post it.
And one last thing, don't care about, if there's a lot of likes. I remember we started our business page prior to the Dream Team. So in the beginning, I suck at
2014.
I suck at doing videos. I would get mad at Dave because he would turn it on and I was like, I'm not ready. And like I was too conscious about my face. And like I'm the kind of person that wants details. Like I want to have a checklist on what to say. And like I get scared, like, because he will just turn it on and I have no idea what to say. And if you look at our videos like back in 2015 or something, I would just say, yeah, yes, yes, because I have no idea what to say. But then you know what? I realized people don't care, like, right? They have their own life. As long as you keep showing up, someday it will get momentum. Like I think our page only got momentum in 2020 or 2021.
Yeah.
When we started 2018, no one is liking it. And of course you get frustrated, you hate it, right? You don't like, oh my God, like what's this? You're posting, no one even liking it, right? But you know what? Who cares? Just keep planting every single day, because that's your commitment. Every single day, keep posting, maybe 1 video a week, 2 videos a week. And then later on, the more you do that, and to be honest, some people will say, oh, I've been following you, I saw your videos. But you know what? These people never like our page, never like our
Never commented.
Yeah, I was like, what? How did you know that? But you know what? They're looking, they keep, scrolling. But you know what? Just let them watch, and then, your success will be the greatest, revenge to them, right? Or, like greatest inspiration.
That was a long answer to a question. Sorry about that.
Hi, Dave and Office. But I want to ask. You say that we should specific the audience, right? In our ads. But if we are too specific in our ads, so the audience size will be small. So how to make the ad work effectively with the small audience size?
Yeah, so I don't know how you target the in your, I don't know if you're doing YouTube or Facebook, but how we do it is we target the whole country. So country of maybe US and Canada, and then we add Australia sometimes. Roxanne can talk more about that.
Yeah. Are you advertising in YouTube or Facebook?
I'm advertising on Facebook.
I think it's similar to YouTube. We're also doing Facebook recently until we get restricted again. So now we're all YouTube for
Yeah, we
now.
got restricted again.
But we do countries. So we will do USA and Canada. We combine 2 countries or 3 countries, depending on your budget. But really, it's not, I don't think it's too narrow, because really there's only a specific category, right? Specific niches. So some people, what they do in our team, they would do like a country and just language. So you can do that. Or for us, because we don't really have that language, we will do country, English, and we will combine Filipino too. But usually it's English, right? And then we will have like Christian parent, worship, praise and worship, and all that. So it's just 2 niches, right? Like, or how you do it. So in Facebook, for example, right? So you have what's your niche? Maria.
Just general. Just general. Yes.
I mean, if
Um,
are you speaking your language in your ad?
yes.
Yeah, that's a niche, that's a target, right? So that's basically you're targeting Vietnamese people because you're speaking that, right? So that's
Also, like, are you working right now?
Yes.
What's your background?
I'm working in purchasing.
purchasing.
Purchase.
Yes.
That
Yes.
logistic or something?
Yes, kind of.
I know. So you can target that. So you can do,
Yeah, in YouTube you can do that now.
yeah. So I think in Facebook you can do that. So you can target on that too. Logistic or like an industry. Let's say, I don't know if it's admin. I don't think admin or
Yeah,
sales. Like
logistics,
for us, it's sales, for example. So you can talk about it, right? Like for example, his brother, he focused on high paid professional IT. So he will say, are you a high paid professional, earning good money, but you don't have the time, right?
or it's still not enough.
Or it's still not enough, right? Are you working too hard in, as a high paid professional, but it's still not enough? Your dreams are bigger than your income, right? Because there are people that have great career, but it's not enough, right?
Yeah.
So you can do that, and then with your targeting, you can really niche it in your own, language, as well as a specific industry.
But language works. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
you see the people that are successful in the dream team, like Lan and Shell Arceo, and like, they
Mildred de los
Mildred
Santos.
Santos, it's all Filipinos, right? And it's all, so because that is a niche it's in itself. Like when you speak the language, the trust right away is there, the factor, because they know you,
Yeah.
right?
Because we're also talking to Agape and Akin. They're targeting Nigerian people. And what they do is they will target Nigerian movies, Nigerian food or something, right?
Yeah.
So there's no Nigerian
Language.
but they're targeting specific audience, right? In the YouTube. I think also in Facebook, that's what they do. So you can do that. So it's not just specific, for example, like whatever is your culture, for example, more about Vietnamese, right? So you can target specific, maybe like Bollywood. They said Nollywood. Nollywood is for
Nigerians.
Nigerians. So, like, and they're killing it. Like, as you can see, Agape and Akin, like in the buyer announcement. So, Maria, yeah, like you can actually target your own culture or values that you want, right?
Good question. Thank you so much. I hope that helped you.
Sorry, I have one more question. I know that you are so good at YouTube advertisement, and I want to ask you about how to motivate the people to connect with us through our ad to on Facebook or kind of other social media. Thank you. That's all.
Yeah, you can answer that.
So what we do, so in your YouTube ads, right, in your description, a lot of people miss this. So you're in your description, you have to put your website there, right, and your Facebook account to connect with you. Also, when we get the lead notification from the DT, we will email them within 24 hours saying, hey, you know, we want to connect with you. We have a video to welcome you, right? Here are the next steps. Connect with us in Facebook, you know, join our lead group. So I think you have a lead group as well, and watch the replay. So we will have steps to do that, because you can't really, like, you know, in the YouTube, right? They're like, it's up to them. But some people, if they're willing, they will actually connect with you. So
And on the email as well, we created a short video, maybe like a minute or 2 minutes, that is linked to YouTube, and we emailed them that video, telling them exactly what to do, saying, hey, welcome, thank you for opting in, you know, connect with us on Facebook so we can better assist you,
Mhm.
and we can talk to you, right? So
And then I think one of our mentee, what she did is she's getting a lot of
yeah,
buyers
yeah,
too.
she does.
At the end of your video,
Ad.
a video ad, she actually shows how to connect with her, like the Facebook account,
WhatsApp,
right? And you know how, you know,
it's
like,
working for her.
yeah, it's working for her. We haven't done it yet because of course we already shot our videos, but in the future, once we have new video ads, then we will add those, you know, how to connect with you in your video ad itself.
Oh, wow.
So there's a question here. I did.
From Kimi, if I want to help parents with disabled children, what should I put in my target audience? Also, how long do you let the ad runs before deciding it's not working and turn
Good
it
question,
off?
very
Thank
good
you.
question.
So for parents with disabled children, you really tell them, like, are you, you know, are you, like, what would you say? Like,
Yeah, it's just general. Just say, hey, do you have the desire to help your you know your parents? I think you say it in your ad, because it's all about targeting. So
Yeah.
basically, what you say on your videos is what you actually target, right? That's the new AI.
yeah. So for really for like for your ad, you really tell them, like, are you a parent that wants to help your, I don't know what's the right word for disabled children. So I'm not very good at it, but find a way to talk to them.
Use Chat GPT. Have you guys used Chat GPT? Chat GPT is incredible. I mean, you just tell them what to say. Hey,
Yeah.
can you create a hook? Today we showed them how to do it.
Oh, we can show it to them
We can show it
quickly.
quickly. I'll show
Hold
you.
on.
Is it okay if you have time? We show it quickly.
Yeah,
This is-
yeah. We're here to learn.
Okay, so chat, I think, here you go. Create
hooks
great hooks
that will target
that will target
for a YouTube ad, for a YouTube
for YouTube ads.
that will track.
Hold on. Attract. Hold on. Parents with disabled
To
children.
start an online business.
Oh yeah. Start.
Create 8 of them.
Start an online business.
How many?
Here you go. So you can use that, right?
So this is your hook. Are you a parent of a
Wow.
child struggling?
Wow, that's a lot.
Discover how an online business could change everything. Attention parents of disabled children, learn how starting an online business can give you, choose any of these.
Choose any of it, right? You can say, make it better. I don't know if you can make it better.
Make it better.
Yeah, you can actually like make it better. Or like make it more like what's the other way, right? So
this is actually free. We'll send this to you guys. This is incredible. This is a great tool to help even posting.
yeah.
You don't know what to say, just tell ChatGPT what you want to post.
Yeah, like for nurses, we just earlier we did the nurses,
training,
right?
yeah.
In the training. So calling all nurses, are you passionate about helping others?
Oh, we have nurses as well here.
So here we did, what are good hooks for YouTube ad to attract busy nurses to start an online business? Give me 8. So are you a busy nurse looking to break free from the hectic work schedule and start your own online business? Let me show you how. Are you tired of working long hours and not seeing the financial rewards you deserve? It's time to start your own online business.
Show them about create a post.
You can also do, let's say, create a post, social media post about,
What's
like
your-
for example, like spending time with our son, playing and getting results from online business.
what topics for after that?
Okay. So here, just had the best day with my son. We spent the morning playing and then got down to business with our online venture. It's amazing how much we can accomplish together when we put our minds to it. So grateful for this opportunity to bond and grow as a family.
Yeah.
And they give you a hashtag, right? I was like, what? He's like,
And if it doesn't sound like you can still make it sound
make it sound,
like Dave and Roxanne.
I don't know if they can do it, right? Oh no, it's a different one. Like because the more they hear you,
Then this is question of the week.
hold on.
You already have the question.
Oh, here.
Or it's not there. It's mine.
Here.
Wow,
We did the
you
online
having
business.
a lot.
So here, online business question ideas,
So
right?
this is our questions now for every Tuesday.
Or Thursday.
Oh,
We just
wow.
found out like this recently. So we did the how can you start an online business from scratch, right? What are the best online business models? So we're like, okay, how can you start an online business? So we asked ChatGPT again,
Topics.
topic starting an online business from scratch. So identify market, research, competition, right? So we did this one, right?
So after this, you have no excuse what to post in your page. You could say this in Vietnamese.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, hold
No,
on.
just say this in.
I don't know if you can
Yeah.
say.
Vietnamese, yeah, they can.
Say this in Vietnamese.
Yeah, right there.
Oh, here. Oh no. Here. Hold on. Okay, here you go. Hold on. Okay, let's do this. Say this in Vietnamese. Is it correct?
I don't know. Right there.
Is this correct?
Yes.
See? You can copy that.
Yeah, we can copy it, and then I think we can.
Yeah.
We have the frame. So
Yeah, that's
It's
perfect.
basically to give you idea, and then you can.
And then what we did is that, okay, it doesn't sound like me. Then you actually, I said, because I also did this to my sister. For the birthday greeting.
Tell them what to say.
use for everything.
Yeah, like create a birthday greeting for my older sister, Michelle, you have to instruct it, right? How to do it, right? Who's a great listener, thoughtful, generous. So basically, this is like your assistant, right? And then she gave me this one, and I said, make it better and sweeter and heartwarming. So he created a new one. I was like, make this more personal. You know what I mean? Like, so he did, and then okay, finally, okay, I like this one better. You know what I mean? You can actually like create one.
So many things. There's a guide actually for it if you guys
Yeah.
want a copy for it. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's powerful how you can do
It's
it
a great
now.
tool. I mean, we're online business owner. We should be in the forefront of technology and use it in your online business. It's really helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you can ask question. I saw your message earlier, and then who else got message here? Because
And the question also is, how long do you let it run? If it's a brand
yes.
new video ad, I will run it for like usually a week, 2 weeks, right? If it's giving you leads but it's expensive, that means it's just a targeting, right? So you tweak your ads, you tweak your targeting, and I will create a brand new campaign with the same video because it's giving you leads, right? If it doesn't give you leads, then there's something wrong with your videos, right? So you have to create a brand new one. And if you knew that it's a good video, and you've tried it already, you're just relaunching it, then I will give it 2 days, 3 days. If it's not really doing good anymore, then it's time to either change the campaign, change the interest, and then test it again. So I'm quick with, if it's an older video and you test it already, I will check it between 2 to 3 days, 4 days. But if it's a brand new one, then I will let it run longer, because you don't know if it's a winning ad, right? Until you test both. There's only two things that's variable, right? Which is your targeting and your video. If your video is good, then it could be something wrong with your targeting. But you have to first work on your videos, which is your niches. You have to be very good with your niche and talking to them like, you're speaking to them.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Vân ơi, chị không nhớ cái câu hỏi của em. Vân, you can, if you there, or if not, other can ask. Just unmute yourself and ask.
We just shared the link to ChatGPT. It's free. There's a free version.
Yeah, it's free. Yeah.
Okay. Nobody asked. I will call from your hand raised here. Sis Hoa, you asking anything?
Yes, hello. This is Hoa from Hanoi, Vietnam. Hello, thank you for
Wow.
your very inspirational story. I have question for YouTube too, because currently I'm running the ads on YouTube. So for YouTube, you use one video, and do you use one video for different country? If in the first video, in the first country, it works, or you have to change the video for different country based on the culture, based on the people?
Great
That's the
question.
first question.
Yeah, great question, Wa. Usually what we do, we usually test 2 to 3 videos at a time, or 2 videos minimum, so that you can actually test it which one resonates with that campaign, right? So for example, we will have, let's say, one USA campaign, or one USA and Canada, and we will have 2 videos, and then we will have another exact ads, same everything except for the countries. So I will use the same videos, because I always believe in this. If it's a winning video ad, it's always a winning video ad. And then you can still target in different countries. So that's our experience.
Okay, so do you have the symptom of the video that the first day there's a lot of lead coming, but then it stops for the next few days? Then what gonna do?
Check. We usually do check 7 days.
Yeah.
Not because sometimes with YouTube, depends on the days and stuff. And
Yeah.
also sometimes it's like they're actually late in updating the actual leads for the day. That's what
Yeah.
YouTube usually does. But so we look at a 7-day period
Yeah.
and see the average of it. Not like it can vary every day sometimes, but you look at a good 7 days,
7 days.
and average it.
Yeah. So for example, you spend, let's say, $100, right, for the 1 week, and then you divide it by with the number of leads. So technically that's your
Okay.
lead cost, because sometimes if you look at only the campaigns, some of them is not first opt-in, right? But usually YouTube has more first opt-in rate, usually 60, 70, or 80% first opt-in. Facebook is usually lower, which is 50% or less. But then the good thing about Facebook is they can connect with you right away, right? That's the only
Exactly.
thing. So there's pros and cons in both platform. You just need to know the numbers, right? And know your expectations. Yeah.
My tip is, like, if you choose a platform, stay with it until you get very good at it. Remember the 100-hour rule, like 18 minutes a day. You'll be better than 95%. The problem with most people is, like, they dabble in Facebook, YouTube, like they're okay in many things. Like, again, we divorced Facebook 3 years ago, and we'll just be in YouTube. The YouTube got us to -3, second -3, right? Now we tried Facebook again and they disabled us. So bye YouTube, bye Facebook. We're gonna stay in YouTube. So just be good at this by keep staying it until you get good. So somebody asked us if we can show your winning ad. We don't have time here, but we're gonna send it to Lan. We're gonna send Lan our winning ads, and you guys can take a look at it.
Thank you.
Okay, so my last question, when you target, for example, the Christian people in
Yeah.
certain country, where do you put the keyword like Christian parents? Where do you put that on setting the YouTube video?
Very good question.
Nowadays, because there's no keywords, right? We also talk about this in the previous like I think February or January of this year. So check that. But we put it in a custom audience. So you have to create a new custom audience under audience manager. And then you just put those keywords in the purchase or interest intention. And then you create on that. You can also do URLs or apps. And you can test that.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's working.
I watched that actually, but then it's difficult for me to locate the place to to put on the keywords. So it's just mixing between apps and website and my own typing. Anyway, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
That's it.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm done.
Yeah. I mean, what we also, I don't know if we shared this earlier, but it's really working for us. And on that same Linda talked about this, like what you say in your video,
Oh yeah.
right? You should make
Yes.
that a target as well, right? Because we listen to our video now, and we just type it all down and made it a target. It's converting well for us.
But
Yeah.
then again, I checked with ChatGPT that if Google use the AI for voice recognition, and the ChatGPT told me that not yet. You have to wait.
Oh.
Yeah, we just started using it that, okay, we listen to our video. What are we saying, right? And we just use those phrases and we put it in the audience and it's working for us.
Yeah, it's working.
So whatever
Ah.
we say, yeah, you can target it, try it.
Okay.
Yeah, because it might work for you. Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Okay. There's a question is, do you have experience with one market? To be honest, for us, no, right? I mean, we are now getting more market, but we got here with ads. But did we have experience? Yes, we had experience before the dream team, but it's mostly ads that got us to where we are today. But we have a lot of, just this year, we've trained people how to do warm market, and how to get leads without ads, because we have a lot of people, that's their problem, right? They don't have money for ads and stuff. We said, you know what, we're gonna start going into that. So we're teaching them, and we have a lot of people in our team now that are getting buyers without leads.
Yeah,
Wow.
Without ad.
check out Ray Higdon. He's one of our speakers for the Dream Team convention, but he has great
we'll send it to Lan. We have a 5-day boot camp that we just shared. We did it to our team. And it
Oh,
teaches,
please. Because my group style is also advertising. I really want to tap in the warm market style, but I don't know how to teach them.
we have a lady in our group. She became 4A in 3 months with no ads. She's gonna become 5A.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy what you can do with Facebook without leads, without advertising budget. We're gonna send it to you. It's a 5-day boot camp. It's free. It's just but it's we did it early, and a lot of people are now getting results, right, from that. So
yeah, it's powerful. We always say, if you have limited budget, let's say $10, $20 per day, do warm marketing or do cold reach out, which is, it teaches you like social media, like how to reach out, like there's scripts and all that. So you can, we can send it to Lan as well.
Thank you
there's
so
a
much.
question here. What's the secret? You get to build strong and positive team with a big different levels, backgrounds, mindsets. You know what the secret? Do you know where the best secret is coming from? It's coming from Lan. Lan has built an incredible team with you guys don't know what you guys have in your hands. Do you know that, Lan, your group is #1 in all of Enagic in the 6A3 category? Did you guys know that?
Yeah.
#1.
No, I never bragged to them.
Okay, Dave is really the kind of person that studies
So when you guys
successful people.
when you guys ask the question, how you build a solid team, you guys have an incredible team. Well, let me show you guys. Not this one.
Oh, how do you?
Go to the other one, the back office.
Oh, sorry.
That one.
This one?
That one, yeah. If you go to the portal, like login, I love what Enagic does because it became transparent on what here intern
Oh, the results.
results, right? In the 6A2-3 category, like here, right here. So category. Look at this. Number one in Magic, not just like the dream team. Number one, it's your leader, Lan, right? 6A2-3.
Yeah.
And the total points, which means the total group sales that you guys have done as a group is for roughly 2 months, is around 700 per month. So 650. That's incredible.
Yeah.
Let's give
That's all of you guys.
you guys, right?
Thank you. I think it's because all of them here.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Think about that. That's not just the dream team, but that's the whole company.
Yeah.
So if you have a question in building a positive, engaging team that gets results, ask Lan. I ask Lan. So, but to answer that question, exactly what Lan is doing. You train them. We do challenges, right? We one of the biggest secrets that really helped us, create a cohesive team is that once we have a challenge, we
Like,
actually
what is a challenge?
a challenge like a go live challenge, or like a we do
What is it?
savers challenge.
We did a savers challenge or miracle morning challenge, the magic challenge, right?
YouTube
YouTube
challenge.
challenge.
The biggest secret is that we force people to be in different teams. So first of all, we say there's a challenge. You guys want to join? So we would have we would opt them in. So if there's 100 people that will join, we would put them in
Groups of 5 people.
5 groups of 5 or 8 groups of 10 or something, but not in the same team, different. So now they're actually getting to know other people from our tribe. And then we actually have point systems, a challenge, right? Like, if you don't do your work, then, it's a total of the team effort. There's an Excel sheet, and at the end you'll see the winner of the team, but it's a team effort, right? So let's say, one of the minimums is you need to post a day. That's 1 point, right? If you don't post, then it deducts from your whole team. So the biggest thing that really helped us is like allowing people to work with other people so that they now have accountability partners. That's not their upline, it's a cross line. And it just creates the cohesiveness in our team.
Yeah, because I think we didn't know that it's helping them until recently, right? But it helps them make friends, because in this business, you started by yourself, right? You get to see other people, but if you team them up, right, they get to have friends, right? Because it's not easy to quit on a friend, right? So if you have friends in the business,
it's easy to quit on your own.
If you don't have friends in the business, it's easy to quit. You will just say, oh, nobody knows me. The only person that knows me is my mentor, right? But if you have other people like, helping you, challenging you, you get encouraged from them. So I think that's the biggest thing that help us is really to create that, challenges and to help, connect with people in this business. If, make friends so that you're accountable to them.
Other than that, you should ask Lan, because she's number one in all of
Yes, please. Yeah, thank you so much. This was a long message here, but I still have some people raise their hand. I have I will call chị Vân, you can say first. I see your hand raised up so long time.
Thank you, Lan Anh. Hi, Dave and Rosen. It's very nice to meet you, and thank you so much for sharing with us your story. And I highly appreciate your contribution to this amazing community. So my questions is about building the confidence for the newbie. We have a lot of newbie in the Vietnamese communities, and I know that they have challenge. They have a lot of challenge, especially regarding the building their own confidence in this business when they talk to the people. I would like you to share with us how you overcome these challenges when you first start this business, and how you recommend the newbie to build their confidence when they talk to the people about this business.
Yeah, good question.
Thank you, Tong. So for us, when we started, we didn't have confidence as well. So what we did personally is really like, we always always plug into the dream team community. We always look at, people's success. Usually, of course, we connect to Filipinos ourselves, right? And we see people, okay, they're posting this much, right? We get encouraged, right? But also when we started, we didn't have results. So what we did is we used group testimonials. So we would say something, maybe first, 1 minute, we tell our story quickly, we tell our, right? And then because we don't have results, we don't say that we have results. We just say, we were excited that we found a solution. Let's hear this, successful people in this online business. And we show, a couple of people, from the business getting results, right? So it's not your results, because you don't want to lie and say, you're getting results if you don't have it yet. So after the testimonial, then we go after and say, wow, that was an amazing group of people getting results from this business. And then we call out people and say, if you're also like us, looking for solutions, wanting to pay off that debt, wanting to have more time, quit our jobs, click the link, things like that, like the call to action. So in between, we have that group testimonials.
Yeah, good question. So confidence comes from belief, right?
Yeah.
So I always tell people, when you don't have the belief in this business yet, borrow that belief,
Yeah.
right? How do you borrow the belief? Is, I always tell people, it's 80% mindset. So what I mean by that is that the more you see, the more you hear of other people's story, the more you can borrow that belief within you that eventually you can be that as well,
Yeah.
right? Because the key is, like, I always tell people, in this business, it's like you're like a cell phone, right? You're so excited, you're fired up, but then when you start doing the business, right, you get shut down, you get negative people, restricted, you run out of battery, right? You're out of charge. If you allow that to be zero charge, you'll quit the business. How do you recharge? You go to the MM and listen to the story again, and you're recharged again. If you want to be charged up all the time, just watch the replay, skip it, go straight to the 6A story, listen to it every day. And that's what Michelle Arceo did. For the first 3 months in the business, she locked herself in the room and she watched the MM, so that her belief and confidence. So confidence comes from belief, number one, about the business. So you borrow it. But the other confidence building is knowledge, experience, and wisdom, right? How do you do that? Is listening to other people, listen to it over and over. The more you program your mind that you can do it too, the more you have confidence, right?
And also confidence comes from taking action.
Yeah.
A lot of people loses confidence because they don't take action. They're too scared to make mistakes. And sometimes it's because of our programming, of our culture, that we want to be perfectionists. We want to, don't fail. We want to be a student, right? But the people that are successful here are the people that, are not afraid of making mistake, not afraid of, if your lead cost is $100 per lead, right?
Yeah.
Or like $40, right? Per lead. That's the only way you get more confidence, is when you're on the business, when you're doing the activities, because now you have more experience. Okay, this is how it is. Okay, the more how do we get more confidence in doing videos? Is we keep doing it, because sometimes you ask yourself, okay, how can I be confident in talking, in speaking in videos? The only way is to keep doing it every single day, every single time, so that you actually maneuver and say, okay, I shouldn't say that. Oh, I should do this more. Or, that's the only way you can get confidence, is to take more action.
And lastly, if it's, and I think I heard you earlier, is confidence in talking to people. Well, you shouldn't be talking to people in the beginning that much yet, right? Either you use the scripts, if it's, right? There's already frequently asked questions.
Yeah.
You use that and you model that, and that's the answer. Or if you don't know the answer, you should talk to your mentor or to your coach, right? And you just say, hey, to be honest, I don't really know the answer, but I can find out, right? Just be honest with your prospect or whoever. If you are talking to them, tell them, to be honest, I don't know the answer, but I can find out, because I'm fairly new to this business. I think confidence also comes from, if you're just being honest, to these people, and they're like, yeah, I trust this person.
If they ask you, oh, how much have you made? How much are you making? You can say, you know what, I'm just starting, or I'm learning, the digital marketing, the digital business. I have no results yet, but I'm getting leads, I'm getting results. But here's what's the results of other people.
But what I'm excited is, my mentor Lan is crushing it. She's been here for 4 years, and she's, her biggest month is 100K. So I'm excited. I'm not there yet, but I'm on the way.
Yeah.
I'm mentored by the best of the best of the best, right? So that's how you create confidence. Borrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the confidence is really important, especially for the newbie. So that's why I asked you that question to help my newbie to build their confidence and their belief in this business. So thank you very much, Dave and Rosen. Yeah, it's nice to talk to you. Thank you.
There's people raise their hands. I think they're in order.
Chị Hương ạ. Em sẽ gọi lần lượt chị Hương, xong đến Ngân, xong đến chị Minh Trang. I think 3 more questions because we just like take of you 1 hour and a half already. I feel guilty. Chị Hương ạ.
Okay, thank you so much for your sharing. And I'm really grateful for your presence, your time, and all experience and advice you have shared with us today. So I have only one question. So for coaching call, do you use any specific strategy or any tip to convert the buyer to distributor? So would you, really to share with us? Yeah, it'll be very helpful for us to be a coach or a mentor. Thank you very much.
Yeah, very good question. I to be honest, I just want to be 100% honest with you guys. It's been a year that I haven't done any coaching calls. We assigned it to a coach now. But when I was doing coaching calls,
Wow.
when I was doing coaching calls, right? The problem with people is they sell, which means that if they've gotten to a coaching call, these people are ready,
Yeah.
right? So when they're in the call, they talk too much, right? The coach talks too much, right? Think about this, right? People is not bored to watch a 90-minute webinar. Like nobody is just like, oh, I'm so bored, I'm gonna go watch a 90-minute webinar tonight. No, it's like 90 minutes of time.
Yeah.
And then when they pay the 149, they watch another 2 hours or 3 hours of pre-coaching videos, right? And so that means they're in a position that they are ready. Like they just want to know how to get started. Now, most people, they talk them out of the sale, out of getting started because they continue to sell. They're done, right? So basically, when I was doing a call, I would say, hey, I would say, tell me a little bit about yourself. Then I say, what do you like best about what you saw? They're like, oh, I like this, I like the community, I like that. Then I say, looks like you're ready to get started, right? You just ready to get started, right? The best way, because the problem is people will explain and then they close at the end, right? Which is what you want to do is in the 5th minute is you already help them how to get started, right? Not explain some more. These people want to get started. You talk, yes, okay, the best, there's 3 strategies, to get started. You can start with the trifecta you've seen on the video, or you can do 2 products, 1 product. Which one's best for you? Like right away, you have to always be closing. And closing is a sales strategy, but really you're not closing, you're opening a relationship, right? You're not closing, you're opening because it's going to be. So most people is like they'll take 30 minutes to explain again. It's like explanation is done. Like they just want to know how to get started. They've got to the call, right? So they just want to. If once you find out why they can't start, mostly it's finances.
Yeah.
Then you can find a strategy how to get started, and we have many strategies. They can do financing, they can do in-house, whatever. It's you got to be always closing, like always, because most people they explain some more. So our strategy is that we keep it short. We say, hey, you've seen everything, right? What did you like best, right? And then you handle the objection, and then you help them get started, right? So yeah, stop explaining. They've seen everything, right? And start helping them, finding out what's the reason why they can't get started, right? And then, usually they can help you, right?
Yeah, and also I think just to help people
to bring this
so just to help people get to the coaching call, what helped us is I think a couple of months ago or 2 months ago, 3 months ago, we have like our buyers refunded right away because of the trifecta, right? So what we did differently so that they don't refund right away is that we created a video, like a 2 minutes, saying that, welcome, here's the next step. But we also address the price issue right away. We say, they will talk about the cost of how to start the business. But don't worry, we have financing available. There's many ways to get started. So you already tell them ahead of time. That way, that will actually lower their refund, right? Because sometimes right away, they will judge and say, oh, I can't afford it, I'll refund right away. But if you addressed it, we send it in the email or we send it in the messenger saying about, welcome and everything. And then here's your next step, watch the pre-coaching and then address the pricing in that video.
Lan, correct me if I'm wrong. Do you guys have another pre-coaching in Vietnamese, or is it the same one that in the Dream Team?
Yes, we have a pre-coaching call in Vietnamese, but I learned so much today because normally I just like plan everything all over again. But like if you jump in with questions that what do you like best about model, it's totally changed the game because you put them in the mindset of like saying yes from at the beginning. So now I'm doing all over. That's why my coaching call is so long and I so burned out.
Yeah. Right. It's really smart way. Yeah. Wow. That's
Yeah, I think I'm gonna train, like get to the point like here, okay, this is what's your problems and we solve that. Oh.
Yeah, it's in that boot camp, Lan, it will teach you how to do that in that boot camp, like how to ask good questions, because most people talk, but you have to listen because now they're here because for a reason.
Oh, you're talking about the boot camp you're going to send us?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, wow. Thank you.
We'll send that video, the boot camp. Yeah. There's 5 videos, so we'll send that to you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Amazing.
I hope that helped you, Huang.
Thank you so much. It's so really helpful for my coaching call for coming the incoming the coaching calls. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Ngân, chị mời Ngân.
Hi, Dave and Roxanne. Thank you, Jilangan, for this amazing organizing this, and thank you. I have learned a lot today. I'm just listening to you while I was driving too. So I have, before I ask the questions, can you confirm that you guys gonna be there at the convention in August? And if you're not, I will cancel the ticket.
No, we're gonna be
I'll sell it.
in Calgary.
But are you gonna be there, right? Okay. Okay. All right. So, my question is I have to create a question because I want to talk to you guys. You are amazing. You are inspire me so much when I first get to Dream Team. Seeing you guys talking is really touching today. So I know a lot of people, like personally, I don't have that much of a dream myself. I just work for a corporate, and I think I have a good job and everything laid out fine. And I know a lot of people like me, they don't have so much of a big dream. And they came into this dream team just looking for a second option. And when they own something as a business owner, first of all, the mindset is not really clear. It haven't switched yet. Second of all, they don't have a big dream or a big why like everybody else. So it's just really hard to get a niche like you were talking about, like people sometimes have a very good story to tell, and these type of people seems like they lost their fire in the game because they don't seems to have a good story to tell, or they haven't found it yet. So how are you gonna encourage these people, or how can you help them to actually create their story to be better or find their own niche or big why? Is that clear in my question? I'm trying to deliver.
Actually, I mean, some people get stuck with, because I don't have a big why. That's why I can't attract people.
Yeah.
My first question to these people, and maybe you, what was the reason that you clicked that ad? Like whoever ad you clicked, or what resonated with you? Because that's typically your why, right? What was the reason? Do you remember?
Yeah, there's a reason for us to looking out for a new source of income.
Yeah,
it's not big enough to be like I can go on with it for my life. It can be like, like it's something like you just looking for a job or looking for something to do or looking for something to kill in time. It's not really like a life and death situation to really put a fire in yourself, you know. So it's not, I don't know, like I'm trying to search for something for these type of people so I can really work with it, or also in myself as well. Is
So
it
what-
clear, my question?
Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying.
So
You're trying to
it's
say-
there, but it's not enough. That's what it is. Like there is something to start, but it's not enough to making you feel like you work for pushing it. Like it's not enough to convince you, even because if you don't really work on it, it's really hard to really get the message out there or get connection out there, you know, because you have to find your niche, like you said, and then you found the people who really look at your reason and they get resonate with your reasoning, and that's how you get connected. But if even themselves feel stuck and feel like there is something to start, yes, they started it and maybe they have money to start, but it seems like that lack of passion or some fire in them to actually make it work. So how would you help them?
Good question.
I think you, like, as a mentor, right, you can't really give that fire in them. I think as a mentor, you have to release yourself from helping them get to that, because we can only do so much for the person, right? You can bring, let's say, you know, like this is like a metaphor. You can bring a horse to the, you know, to a well of water, but you cannot force them to drink, right? So you can only do so much for them, like inspiration, and how you can inspire them to have a bigger why is to keep getting results, right? And also to keep plugging into your own why, like ask them, like, what are the pain that pushes you to click on that link? What is the main reason to have why you're doing this, right? Because in the beginning you have that fire, right? That interest, that, you know, because for us, right, sometimes they don't have the niche of the niches because they're scared to be themselves. They're scared to be vulnerable. But what we learn over time, and also from Ray Hilton, is vulnerability is your power. So meaning to say, when you're open to about your pain to others, right, then that's how you become powerful. Meaning to say, your struggles, like for us, our struggle was our debts, right? But we use that story to inspire others, right? So you can talk about that, but not get stuck on that, right? You can say, you know, I'm not in a better place financially, that's why I'm doing this online business, and because of this, I'm more hopeful, I'm more inspired to that there is a different way for me to get ahead in life. So you're using your pain to attract those people. So whatever is your mentee's pain, right? Use that to attract. Is sometimes they say, oh, I don't have niche. I don't have, but you have a niche. All of us have a niche because our desire is different than your desire, right? So if you can be vulnerable, you can be true to yourself and not say, oh, you know, I want to target everybody. I want to target this.
I don't have a why.
You know, or I don't have a why, like strong enough, right? But really, if you're saying, oh, I don't have a strong why, then you're not going to have a strong why. Like for us, I think the strong why also comes from outside your, I mean, like it's not just about you. So for us, why we kept going after 10 years, like doing other things, is because we promised our parents, right? We cannot give up because we promised, you know, 10 years ago that, you know what, we're going to retire you, mom, we're going to retire you, dad. So what is that? Like, did you promise your kids that you're going to bring them to Disneyland, but until now you still haven't, right? What, like, I think you have to ask yourself, what is that pain? Like, you know, like if you, some people, to be honest, probably are okay with especially in the North America, if you have money, right? We are very comfortable with a life. So that's why you have to ask yourself, why do I need to do this side business? You know what I mean? Why do I need to do this extra job, right? Extra business. Because all of us can pay our bills, right? But what is that strong why? Do you want to travel more, but then you cannot travel because of your work? Or maybe you don't have enough to to buy, you know, to buy for your family, right? Like there's something extra that you want to do, but you cannot do. So use that pain. Ask yourself, what is really like, why am I doing this? Because if you're doing it just for yourself, you're gonna quit. It's easy to quit. So you have to find, okay, I'm doing this for my parents. I'm doing this for my kids. I'm doing this maybe for myself because I'm gonna prove it to my, you know, to somebody, right? Even that, proving to someone could be a good motivator, right? So I think asking those questions, but at the end of the day, if they keep telling that I don't have a strong why, then they're not gonna have a strong why.
You just need to generate more leads and get more people.
Yeah, generate more leads. Don't depend on your, you know, like if you have a team that's not motivated, get more leads, get more business partners. That's the only way, because you
The
cannot.
only way to motivate your team is to bring in new blood in the business.
Yeah.
Right. You know, that's it. Every time you bring in somebody new. And one more tip, maybe this can help, because you can't change people, but you can bring them to life-changing events. Yeah. You can't change people, but you can bring them to life-changing events, because I've seen this happen, right? So you ask me if we're going to be in the convention, we are going to be there, but those people, if you can find a way to get them to the convention, you know, I've seen this, decisions are made because of the stories that they hear.
Yeah.
Because sometimes in a Zoom, you don't really experience it, but it's not about the convention. It's the meeting after the meeting, is the meeting before the meeting, the people you meet, what you talk to, what you experience, experiential. You know, when you can experience it, there's a change can happen, right? So that could be another tip for you. So I hope that helps somehow. But yeah, you gotta just find more people to help.
Thank you so much.
Wow, so powerful. Yes, a lot of hand raising. Come on, chị Trang and chị Yvonne, and that's it. Okay, because it's we we run out of time now. It's almost 2 hours. Chị Trang, you can unmute yourself.
Yeah. Hi, Deb and Roxanne. Thank you, Lang An, so much, and thank you for your time to be here and to share with us very useful information. And I saw inspirations at the first time I registered in Lang An website, and then I watched the webinar and pop up you there. And then it's made me believe more this in it, and that's the reason I'm here right now. And I have a question about YouTube advertising, about audience. Then I work in hospitality. I make the custom audience in hospitality. But besides, when you create a campaign, beside that specific audience, you choose another audience as well. And how many audience in one campaign to more effective?
Yeah, so for hi Min, thank you. So for the advertising, right, for the custom audience, we would so we would create, let's say, an audience, right? When we create a custom audience, it's between 4 to 6 keywords or phrases that you use it. And then once you create that, then we will have 3 to 7 sets of that. So minimum is 3 sets of custom audience, 5 is recommended, and 7 is the maximum. So we will
7.
Yeah, 7 maximum of creating that audience, right? So because if it's more than that, it's going to be you know, wasting a lot of money. So once you optimize it, let's say after 7 days, you look at which one is getting more leads, or it's expensive, right? And then you optimize it by turning it like, you know, like usually we will turn off the ones that are expensive. That way it will go to a different custom audience. And then if you want to test more, we will test another more audience, or sometimes different countries. So we will just duplicate it.
Duplicate. And nowadays I saw that the advertising on YouTube is going to the mobile app, so a lot. So I have to optimize that. But how about your experience? Is it work? Is it effective when it comes to mobile app?
No, we actually found a like a phrase, like a code to exclude that mobile apps, all apps. So I can send that to LAN as well. So you know how we exclude kids channel, we also have display
Yeah.
part URLs, exclude that. So you can exclude mobile apps so that at least it won't go there.
Yeah, you won't waste your
Yeah.
money.
So every day I go to optimize and go to content where it's shown, right? So I
Yeah.
exclude that in the campaign. Yeah, I do
Yeah,
that.
so at least going forward, if you have that mobile app, you can exclude all apps going forward. So we
But
can give, yeah.
Yeah, we have the way that we accept it before we do the event or the campaign or just when the campaign run and then we just optimize.
So you can actually you know, in the exclusion, so if you go
Yeah.
to placement exclusion list,
Ah.
do you have the kids channel there, or the display partners URLs? Do you have that? No.
Display.
If you want, I can show it quickly. One sec.
I saw it go many a lot
Yeah, that will
mobile
be
app.
hard. You have to do it like in batches. So for example,
You're not sharing, right?
no, I'll share it quickly. Okay, so here, so if you're in your account, can you see
Yeah.
this? Min?
Yes, I
If
can.
you go to tools and settings,
Yeah.
you go to hold on. Okay, so here tools and setting, you go to placement exclusion list. Have you used this?
Not yet.
So go to placement exclusion list.
Yes.
And then here's my list. So display partner URLs, right? There's 2,000 links there. Kids channel, there's 1,500. Mobile app, like for example, if I go here, all apps, I already exclude all apps. So
Yeah.
you should have that. Also, for example, kids channel, there's 3,000 URLs. So for example, here, so all this YouTube channels, right? Links on this one, you can exclude that. So once you're there, you just have to, once you add this, for example, let's say, okay, new list, and then you enter the list, for example, of all the, let's say, hold on. Display partner. Okay, I have a list, for example. Okay, it's opening. Okay, so these are the lists.
Yeah.
So these are the list of all the websites that you want to.
Nên ông sờ đến để xem phim nhưng mà mãi đã phân là vẫn chưa tới, tại vì chuyện 9 giờ là xe mới thế, 9 giờ phải là 9 giờ.
Can somebody?
Chị Cường ơi.
Chị Cường mute đi ạ.
Chị Cường mute đi chị Cường ơi.
I mute her. Okay, I saw it now. Sorry about that.
So once you have that exclusion list, right? So for example, you can add it here, right? Add 2,000, right? Right, so 2,000, and I just put the display partners, or if it's kids channel, and then you save it. And then once, every time you have brand new campaigns, you just apply to campaigns and then add it there, right? So that at least you don't have to, like, you're not wasting your money towards that mobile app or kids channel or display partners URLs. So you should be having that exclusion list. I think, I don't know when was it discussed. It's a long time ago to add those exclusion channels. But the mobile apps, you can exclude all apps. That way, because the all apps, you know, when in all your apps, right, there are some ads. You don't want your ads to be there, right?
But where you can set the list to put there?
We got it from previous YouTube flock group. I don't know if there's still YouTube flock group. They shared it there. Kids channel, we got it from there as well, like the display partner URLs and The mobile apps, we got it from, we paid for a training for it. So I can send it to Lan as well.
That was 2
Thank
years.
you, thank you. Yes, appreciate that. And I have another question. Is the how about your strategy when the business partner they not have enough budget to go into with the KA trifecta, and how you can deal with that for win for us and win for them? Yeah.
So again, this is what comes to your coaching call. So again, we ask, the best way to start. So after what's the best, what did you like best about what you saw? They keep on all that stuff. You say, hey, great. So it looks like you're ready to get started. Now, here's the 3 things you need. As you saw on the video, right? KA trifecta is the best, right? So, and some option they say, oh, yeah, I want KA trifecta, but I don't have much money. Well, how much do you have, right? You have to ask them, because or you ask this question, how far off are we, right? Because sometimes you assume they don't have the money. They don't have all the money. Some people will say, I have 8,999. So you only have you only have 2,000 you're fighting for. Most people assume I don't have the money, but people assume they don't have all the money.
Yeah.
The question is, how far off are we, right? They say, oh, I'm missing 2,000. Great. Well, you know what? We have an in-house financing that can help you with that.
You can do in-house financing, and then 2 products could be from their own savings, right?
Yeah,
or from Medicard, for example, if they're only approved, let's say 5,000 or 8,000, they can do that 2 products, and then you can add the in-house financing, because you can do in-house financing just 1 product, right? And then maybe 2 of that can do their own money.
We don't do e-finance in Vietnam. We don't have. It's not like in the Philippines. We have a lot of choices. In Vietnam, it's so new right now. We don't really have much option.
Yeah. So again, not everybody is a trifecta. So to give you an example, Katrina Luna O'Malley started with 1 product.
Yes.
Today she's almost a -3, right? So it's not so much the KA trifecta. It's this person, their ability to do ads and to do leads, right? So because I could have KA trifecta, but if I can't generate leads, right, compared to someone that only has 1 product but has the mindset and the ability to generate leads, I could still beat this person at the end of the day. It's kind of like I could buy the McDonald's and I have a corner burger store in the corner. If I have more customers at the end of the day, I'm going to beat the McDonald's because I make more money at the end, right? So somebody starts with a trifecta, which is a franchise of McDonald's, $2. But if somebody starts with a corner burger stand, but I have more customers, I'm still going to make more money. So it doesn't have to be necessarily a trifecta. It could be start where they are, right? So if they can only do 1 product, start with 1 product.
Yeah,
right?
we always encourage people, especially if there's no financing, we always ask how much they have, right? And then we will say, I'm not sure if you're aware, but you can start with 1 product and then you can upgrade later. And also sometimes they don't know that they can combine, let's say, multiple credit cards or multiple ways of starting. So you have to really tell them the options, right? So I think asking a lot of questions will help. But also follow up, because some people will start in 6 months or 3 months or a year. So you can do that as well. If they really don't have it, then just follow up, ask them, when do you think you'd be able to save up?
Yeah, it's crazy when you ask a lot of questions, because again, you don't sell now, you're solving a problem now on a coaching call.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, so I don't have any money. It's like, and then you say, so you don't have any money in your credit card, in your savings account, oh, you can do credit card? Yeah, we can. All right. So what's the credit card? So people, you ask questions. It's really crazy, right? Like some people, I don't have any money because they think money in their bank account. So you don't have that in your credit card, right? Or in your savings. You're like, oh, you can use credit card? Yeah, multiple credit cards. So what's the credit card? Give me the credit card. Get started, right? It's crazy when you ask a lot of questions. Like you're solving a problem right away instead of selling some more, because it's done. So to answer your question, again, if they can't do a trifecta, they can't, right? So if it's just 1 product is
wow.
I mean, Garrett Jensen started with an Ukon DD, not even a Sigma, right? Today he's a -4, right?
Wow.
So it doesn't have to be, right? So I mean, they can upgrade later. They can, K8 is the best, but again, if they
Yeah,
can't
because we always encourage people to start the training right away, because when they see the training side, they'll be blown away, right? And when they see the the mastermind, then they will say, okay, I'm gonna save up to, to upgrade later, right? Especially imagine if they have a brand new lead, a brand new business partner. You can tell them and say, hey, do you want to buy another products, right? Because you have a trifecta coming in. So some people actually do upgrade, and so that they can have it, they're going to be in the 2A lane.
Because it's not about that person, it's who they bring in. Think about if Garrett Jensen didn't start, right? Then there would be no there would be no Gina, there would be no Lilibeth, there would be no Michelle Arceo.
Yeah.
Sigma. Didi. Think about it. It's not what who they bring in, right?
Yeah.
That's crazy. I mean, if Katrina did not start, there would be no Roger and Renee. And there's this lady right now that's exploding. I think she's going to become the Michelle Arceo in our team, because she's just like bringing so many people. I was like, what are you doing, right?
Wow.
But if Katrina didn't start, all these people wouldn't be here, right? So that's right. Your mindset should be like, they can. So what can they do, right? So
Yeah, thank you for your advice, and flexible. So I think that with the mindset, right? And we don't know what's happened. Yeah. Thank you very much for your sharing. Thank you.
Okay. I want to do photos, but the last question to Yvonne, and then we do photo and we say goodbye. Last word.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So I just actually my questions Dave already answers, but can I have more advice from you? That because when during my coaching, they they're excited and they desire to do it, but then when they go back home to get something like get money to invest in that, they will have an obstacle from the husband, from the others. Mostly in my case, from the husband. They say they're afraid of actually I can get the inside. They're afraid of them, their women, their wives can do something very different that they haven't known about yet, so it's not guaranteed anything. Or they also afraid that it looks like MLM and they don't want their wife maybe give not a good image for them, because the friends say that their wives doing MLM. So they go back to me and they say, okay, I love to do it with you, but my husband say that, so really I can do it success. And at that moment I'm afraid that I'm afraid that I can be the person to make meaning the relationship between the family. I'm afraid that, so I just say, so if your husband not allowed, so it's up to you. I just say that, and then they drop immediately.
No, I understand that. I mean, that can happen. But the other question I used to ask is like, you're ready to get started. Most people are like, when I ask a question, you're ready to get started, they're like, when we find out like what product they want and they have the money and stuff, the next question is, who else other than you that will make this decision? They say, oh, my husband. Okay, you know what? It's better to rebook this appointment with your husband so we can make this decision together, right? Because I really believe that if you do this as a couple, you're more stronger. And the only way for him to understand his business is in the call. When is the best time we can do that, right? What is your husband's Facebook? Does your husband have a Facebook account? Is like, yeah, I suggest you add him to the dream team so that she can actually see everything as well. I mean, some people won't do it, but
watch the
pre-coaching. But I would suggest to have the husband on the call so that you could answer the question. Because sometimes they just don't understand, right? And once they understand that this is not actually the MLM that they thought, that you're gonna approach friends and family and all that kind of stuff, that you actually do ads, then it's okay with them, right? Is it 100%? No, some people still won't do it, but at least you said, you know what, I want your husband to be here so that we can actually have an informed decision with him, because we can't do this decision without him anyways, right? So that's I would get him to the call so that you can actually talk to the husband, right?
Yeah, and also I think, yeah, like the woman, like it's, yeah, you're right. I would also, we're very cautious about that too, because you want to make sure that you're not, saying stuff that could, put a stress on the relationship. But we always say that, and also we tell stories about women that are succeeding in this business with a skeptical husband, right? Like Katrina O'Malley, their husband, her husband was very skeptical. Rosel Baconga, which is another almost 6A2. Maria Leong. So we tagged them to that stories, and I didn't know Lan An's husband is also skeptical in the beginning, right? So you can share their stories.
It's the stories, yeah, it's a story.
Yeah, like, you know what, but at the end of the day, we always say we want the blessing of your husband. A lot of sometimes skeptic husband, they will say, okay, fine, do it. I'm not gonna do anything about that. You know what I mean? Don't tell me about it
until they see the money.
Yeah.
Until I start.
Right? Like, like whatever, do whatever you want. Don't ask for money, blah, blah, blah. So they have to be a certain woman to be strong enough emotionally, mentally, to say, okay, I can do it without my husband's full support, but as long as he knows about it.
But you have to make them, they have to make the decision.
Yeah.
All you're doing is helping them decide it.
Yeah.
Right? So either get the husband here or share them stories that they will make a decision for themselves. Like Lan, if you share Lan's story, the husband wasn't interested, but she did it anyway. She's successful today, right? Just tell the story,
Yeah.
right? And then it's up to her if she wants to make this decision
Yeah.
by herself without the husband.
Like,
right?
for example, on our case, Dave doesn't want to do it without me in the business, right? Because he knows that he wants me to be in the business, right? So he kept sharing, tagging me, like showing me, like, hey, there's this person again, like getting the results, how much they're making. I was like, what? And then I said, okay, maybe it's, like I will not believe him, right? Until I think 4 months. It took him 4 months to really convince me. So there's certain ways you can really change the minds of the person. But you know what? You can do only so much. But then if she's not interested, and not yet because of the husband, I will follow up with her
Follow-up is key.
in maybe in 6 months, a year from now. We have actually people like that, mentees like that, hey, you know what? I'm ready. A year later, they will say, I'm ready, right? And so it's really
one thing, Lan, on that bootcamp as well, we learned that only 2% of sales are made on the first contact and stuff. So it's really, you gotta follow up. Because he is follow up. We lost a lot of.
Oh, I love you guys. It's all about numbers.
2%. That means that you need 98% of the table if you don't follow up.
If you don't follow up,
right? So in Ray Higdon shares this story that she followed up. She's like, there's so many people that he followed up that if he did not follow up, these people would not be 6-figure earners in the industry, right? Because he just followed up, and he teaches you ways on how to follow up. You don't follow up and say, hey, do you want to start now? No, you update and you deflect. Update means like, hey, the last time we spoke, you said that that you weren't interested yet. I want to update you. I just made my first 10,000. Do you know of anyone that that may be interested? So you're not like just saying, are you want to start now? You want to update them on what's happening in your business so that you can touch base with them, right? So yeah, you'll learn a lot in that bootcamp. It's really powerful.
Thank you.
I hope that helped you.
Thank you.
That's amazing.
amazing.
No, I stop everyone here because they need to go to sleep.